Hello there. My name is Jason Bryant, and in previous speeches that I've given, you've been able to observe the humorous and fun-loving aspect of my personality. But within this speech, you will now witness the more serious side of who I am. And this seriousness stems from a true concern that I have for others who find themselves directly trapped in a situation that I was once in, the life of a smoker. Now, before you turn this off right away, I want to assure you of something. I'm not here to scold you, speak down to you, or try to be a cheerleader to help you quit smoking. I'm here to empathize with you. I truly understand that feeling of both enjoying smoking and despising smoking at the same time, and the struggle that is found within this lifestyle. The sincerest belief that nothing I will do will actually help me to stop, or the next time that I try to stop will just be the next time that I fail. And I don't see that this will ever be something that is not a part of my life. I was a smoker for over 20 years, someone who smoked an average of 1.5 packs a day. It was not only a part of my daily routine, it was a part of who I was, a large part. Several times I had tried to stop, using the patch, gum, and cold turkey, and each time the experience was one of just painful memories that resulted in failure. Now, I know others have quit by these means, and that's awesome, but I'm here to speak to those who share the same failures that I had. I'm here to share with you my experience with Chantix. This name may be familiar to others and unknown to others, but in either case, there's an issue I will address. For those who are unfamiliar with Chantix, I will explain how Chantix works and what makes it different. And for those who are familiar with Chantix, there's a good chance that you're also familiar with the many high-profile side effects associated with Chantix, especially concerning suicidal feelings. And I'll address these as well. Before I start, though, there's two extremely important points I want to share with you. First, I'm not a doctor, nor do I possess any qualifications that allow me to medically advise you to use Chantix. Secondly, my goal is not to belittle anyone who's had a tragic experience while taking Chantix or while a family member took it, or a friend. In both cases, my goal is to offer hope to those who feel hopeless in their desire to quit smoking and to persuade you to go and talk to your doctor about this. As you'll learn, the financial cost of this decision is not as bad as you may think, but I assure you, the cost of doing nothing is worse than you can fear. First, we'll look at how Chantix, medically known as varenicline, works in your attempt to stop smoking. Each time you inhale smoke from a cigarette, there's a lot more going on than just the smoke going into your lungs. Within this process, nicotine is released into your bloodstream, and the end result of this process is that the nicotine will make it to where your brain, to your brain, to where the nicotine will attach to receptors. After attaching to the receptors, your brain will release dopamine, which will result in a pleasurable feeling that will eventually end, and this is where the magic begins. The desire you have for this feeling to return is found within your desire to have another cigarette. Now, this is where Chantix works and offers a different approach to quitting smoking. Instead of supplementing the nicotine, Chantix works to block the nicotine from reaching the receptors, which releases less dopamine, which results in less of a need to engage in this process again. This unique action begins the first week you start to take Chantix, as you still smoke as you normally do during that first week. In a moment, I'll share with you my personal experience with Chantix, but I want to address the next concern on the side effects of Chantix. Like all other medications, Chantix does have possible side effects unique to each individual person. The largest concerning effect is the connecting reports of Chantix use and suicidal feelings. Now, the point I want to focus on here is how evident is that connection. A quick search on Chantix and suicide numbers can result in statements that appear as this. Reviewing these and other similar statements can definitely result in a deep concern on using Chantix as a means of quitting smoking. But as with every statement, it is also beneficial to explore the other side of the story. Now, recent medical studies have determined the following facts. The anti-smoking drug Chantix has been linked to suicidal and suicidal thoughts, but a new study shows that if such a risk exists, it is likely to be very small. Now, in a new study of over 86,000 patients using medication to stop smoking, this was published by the British Medical Journal, the following results were determined. Again, I don't want to belittle those who have had troubles with Chantix or are familiar with people who have. My goal is just to explore the connection between Chantix and these results. And as Mayo Clinic behavioral counselor Jennifer A. Kern explains, it's possible there may be a link, but stopping smoking, even without Chantix, can cause similar symptoms. Is there a risk? Yes, there is. But the best way to evaluate this risk is with a personal meeting with your doctor. Again, this is my goal, to persuade you to make this appointment and then discuss the possibility with your doctor. Let me conclude with my personal experience with Chantix. I was not, let me repeat, not a firm believer in the success rate of Chantix when I started to use it, but I just wanted to try. The cost of the prescription was about $100 a month after using a $25 offer included in a packet from my doctor. With cigarettes now an average of $5.25 a pack, $100 is a small amount of money. When the day began for me to actually stop, a week after starting the medication, I was nervous, but I want to tell you something after I started. It was like cheating. Gone were the overwhelming pains when I tried to quit in the past. Gone was the anxiety that I had when I saw someone else smoking or I walked next to them. And gone was the fear within the question of how would I be able to do this. The feeling was nothing short of a miracle. Since the time I took Chantix, for about 3 months, and until now, almost 2 years, I have never picked up another cigarette. I can't fully explain to you how wonderful this process was and is, but I can assure you that as someone who has shared the feeling of hopelessness when it comes to smoking, this was replaced with hope as each day became a new day of not smoking. Now, I'm still surprised to this day that smoking is now something that's not a part of my life, but with this surprise, I am equally assured of the result. I offer this to you as well. If you have any questions for me, please post them in the comments section here, and I will answer them quickly and to the best of my ability. The percentage of success from Chantix speaks volumes on the reality that Chantix can produce for you. 44% is not a number, or is a number that should compel you to respond and add to this percentage. Don't be controlled by this anymore. You can win this war, but it requires a step though. I plead with you, please schedule an appointment with your doctor today and explore what Chantix may be able to do for you. Not just for yourself, but for those in your life who love you and wish to spend many more wonderful days with you. Thank you for your time, but please begin the battle that will win this war, to end this for you forever. Thank you.